Hi. Last episode of 2022.
Wow.
Episode 226. Wild, Shanti. Wild.
Wow.
Yeah. 226 self-produced episodes. Coming consistent. Wow.
Shout out to us. Okay.
Shout out to us. I'm proud. Anyway, what's up with you?
My update is connected to that. I think this is the first time in many years that I've come to the come near to the new year and not felt dead and tired and defeated and disconnected. I am grateful for this past year. I'm excited for next year. And it's been a really good year. It's been a good year.
I love that. That makes me so happy.
I know. Hallelujah.
This is the first time that I'm not feeling dread about taking a break from the podcast or trying to come up with, you realize we didn't have a Christmas theme episode. We didn't have any of that. We're just going to flow. I'm like the fuck water. Okay? So I'm very proud of that.
Good, congratulations.
I'm not freaking out. I'm actually really excited that we are going to be taking 3 weeks off from recording 2 episodes a week at this point. So I feel great. We're going to take the week off. And now the only thing we didn't do our homework is, and we need to do it by the end of this week so I can program them, is we have to pick, or no, you know what, we can do it next week because I want people to call and let us know what are the episodes that we should choose as the reprise. We need 6 of them. I think I'm definitely picking one, like is capitalism ruining your sex life? That is like, we got to reprise that, even though it's not that old. But I can't even remember like all of the things that we recorded. So I love to go back and read the descriptions and be like, what in the were we talking about? So if there's any standout episodes, please give us a call at 215-948-2780. That is 215-948-2780. Anyway, with that said, do you want to just get into voicemails?
Get into it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do just that. 1 moment. Okay. And go.
Girls, listen, I have been listening to y'all forever. But when I tell you I am crying on this last episode, when Shanti, apples, tomato, I am crying. I think I almost peed my pants. I can't. Apples. No, we not doing that. I swear. Y'all are the best. I can always count on the both of y'all to lift me up and just tell me things and just make me feel good and make me laugh. Because I needed that this morning. Whew. I am cracking up. I can't breathe. I feel like I was in the room with y'all. She said apples. Banana. I love y'all.
That was pretty great when you said that. I need to find that clip. What episode? I need to, because when you said it, you meant it.
I did. I was dead ass. Like, this is a common thing that people say differently.
Because I don't think people realize that. I think people thought that you
guys... Bananas. I was dead ass serious. You know the song. It was a song. That's calling your thing off. What? And I ain't say none of the fucking lyrics to it. None of the examples. Or I was confusing. It's like comparing apples to bananas. And then I was like, that's also how you mispronounce things. That's okay. Yo, that is so dumb.
Ow.
Bananas.
Oh my God. No, No, because I think most people thought that you just forgot the word and said apples again. But I was like, she dead ass meant they. I know my friend. I know you did. She was singing a song in her fucking head. Oh,
but those aren't even the words to the song.
Tomato,
Yeah.
potato,
Yeah.
potato.
No, apples, and bananas, bananas. What?
Slobber. No,
Right on the low.
No, Kim's edible is still with me, so you gotta chill. That was too much. This is ridiculous. Okay. All right, next up. Ready? Look, she got the time. Quick, girl.
Hi, this is Khadijah. I was calling in regards to today's episode 225. I wanted to reference the Trevor Noah Black Woman tribute. As sweet as it sounds,
get him, girl.
On a topical level, personally, upon listening again, we got to stop centering Black women's labor and strength as a compliment. I feel like, upon first listening, you're like, oh, that's amazing. He's holding up Black women. He's talking about blah, 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 blah. He's giving Black women their flowers, yes, but he's giving Black women flowers and also asking other people to come to us to use our labor. Like, we're the ones that people should come to, and yet we don't have people to go to like that. We're always centered as the people for everybody to go to, but who does that for us? I think people don't really know the difference between this idea of complimenting somebody for who they are rather than what it is they do for you or do for others. It's not a compliment to be laborious. It's not a compliment to be strong in that sense. I feel like if he would have paired it, like said all of that he said, but then paired it with, and so we need to protect Black women. Black women, you owe Black women your respect for the work that they do. And also give them some work. Like, work for them. Be laborious for us. Give us things. Because we give so much to everybody else, and everybody's always allowed to come to us, but who do we go to? So I think it's dangerous in the way that he was censoring Black women's labor and not Black women as a whole. But, one day people will learn the difference between those two things, but me personally, I wasn't moved by that. And I'm actually being tired of being censored for my labor. So, love you guys. And also, if Antoinette need me to cuss out anybody else, I will fucking do it. Run the fucking episode back from 2021. Don't come for Antoinette unless you want me to come for you. Don't come for Shanti either, but that goes without saying. But you know who it is. Love you guys. Have a great day. That is it. That is all.
Yeah.
The range.
Right. Listen, sis, Khadijah, I appreciate you, girlfriend. Okay. I think points were made, definitely. Like, I love when she said if he would have paired it with, but you need to respect them. You need to honor them. You need to actually care for them as well. That would maybe would have felt better to a lot of folks. I think it brings up that dichotomy of, you like that fucking word? The dichotomy of basically, like, you have these groups of people who need to learn, right? Who need to be educated. And so that's going to require labor on somebody's part. It's going to require their own work, right? Where they have to decide that they're going to actively listen more or observe more or take up less space so they can be more self-aware, right? So that they can take in this information. I truly do also believe that it also requires heavy communication, both nonverbal and verbal, but like heavy communication from the other side who's tired, who's sick of basically shepherding civilization. I get it, but that's where I always struggle with, and I understand, excuse me, yes, I hit the mic, but I understand when I hear some people who are not people who are Black or brown, and they say, well, I'm afraid to ask, or I'm afraid like people are going to be mad. People are this. So I'd rather, instead, I'm just going to remain ignorant. And I actually don't even have the fundamental awareness to even know what to look for when I need to be more self-aware. And I'm going to make a misstep. I see both of that. And I don't know the answer for it, but I know that Khadijah is very valid in her feelings and in what she, her critique.
I get it. I get what she's saying. I think that he as a Black man, I guess, making that collective call for them to go, for folks to turn to Black women to help them, or putting them in this labor savior educator role.
I think when he said listen to Black women, though, he didn't mean it in that way.
I don't know verbatim.
I think that was he said listen to Black women. You wanna know or something like, basically you want enlightenment, you need to listen to Black women, which to me implies a level of respect.
Trevor doesn't date Black women, though, just saying. So that's why I also, Trevor, you do a lot. They don't make your dick hard. Sorry. Do a lot for you, Trevor, right? But you're not I guess I can also see from him specifically, sorry, the other spaces that Black women occupy and can fulfill, or you can be engaged with, aside from this struggle position, or educator, or mammy, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I hear what she's saying. And it's a good point, too. It was a sobering point. Oh, yeah. And that, yeah.
Right. I think that's it. That we still are very much figuring out what support even looks like. All right.
Yeah, how we want to be supported.
Right.
Yeah. Weird.
Hey, ladies. I am driving, so I hope you can hear me okay. I won't give my name, but I am a history teacher. I'm a Black woman, and there are lots of things that I'm trying to change in general in the education system. One thing being the way we refer to enslaved Africans. I am getting my kids to understand language and the use of it, and the importance behind referring to enslaved people as enslaved people versus slaves. Referring to them as slaves takes out the humanity in a situation. We wrap up their entire identities in being a slave versus, these people were people just like you and I. They were people first, and they were forced into slavery, and it places the blame on the enslavers versus on the people just being a slave, right? And so I'm listening to the episode about Dr. Umar, and that was my only input. Just thought I'd spread that awareness. I'm relatively new at, it's new to me as well within the past few years, referring to enslaved people that way. And so I thought I'd just share the wealth, the knowledge, and see what you guys think about it. All right, thank you so much. Love you guys so much. Highlight of my week, your podcast. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.
Love that. Also would love some recommendations for the first visual representation of slavery for Jolie. She has yet to see the movies that break you and crack you open in a particular way.
She should see. That's not about enslavement, but I would start there. I would start with Glory so that she understands the tug of war. That was how they did it with us. Like it was like Glory because there were slaves. You don't know, Glory is about the Civil War.
No, who was they? You said that's what they did with us. Your parents or?
My parents and school.
Oh, okay.
So it was Glory, and then you got slavery. Then you started to understand why that war was fought. But that was my introduction, and it helped. Like you see someone getting whipped, but it's not as graphic as like that. That when I first saw like images of slavery and rape and people screaming for their children, that was hard to wrap my head around. That was really difficult for me. I think like when I knew about it, but seeing it, I was probably like 6th grade, like really seeing it.
Okay. What was it that there's glimpses of that in Glory?
I was in there's glimpses, not glimpses, but I was in MG, and I can't remember what we were MG. It was this program in my school, and I can't remember what we were watching, but it was something. It wasn't a movie. It was like a
documentary, kind of like PBS
it was a kind of documentary, like Channel 12 kind of thing that they had recorded.
Well, I wonder if that caller, in your intentionality around
enslaved
language
Africans
and opening it up to young minds, I wonder what you would recommend for an historical, accurate. I don't want anything too soft, but I don't want anything too like really traumatizing. Although
could she do Roots?
Maybe. Oh, that's just too like
it's long.
That's too much. She won't.
But
I don't know. I'll see. We'll see.
Well, I also want to shout out Nicole Hannah Jones. She wrote the 1961 project and also won the Nobel Peace Prize, I believe. Did I make that up?
Don't lie.
Nicole, what did I? I believe she did though, but I think, I have her book on audiobook, and she has a whole preface, a Pulitzer Prize. I knew I said that wrong, Nobel Peace Prize. I was like, that's a big ass award. She ain't win that. But anyway, she talks about how in the rendition of the book that she has now, all of slave was changed to enslaved African. And she talks about putting the humanity back into the person. It was in the preface. So it's really good. And I remember that aha moment in my head when I first heard that of like, oh, that's very intentional and also much more accurate. So thank you for that. We do have one more. I'm going to play it.
Hi, Internet and Shanti. This is Robin from DC. I want to say that unfortunately for Internet and I both, I know Shanti's still on the same about Van, but he does have a lady, so we can continue to crush, but that's about it. Also, Internet, this is going to sound really weird, but I met you the weekend of Afropunk. I think it was 2017 or 2018. I do not remember. But I didn't know you then. But you were really nice. And I'm just glad to see you doing big things. It was really random how we met. And you actually shared your blanket with us on the Sunday show of Afropunk. It was when you wore this like headdress thing. I don't know. I'm trying to jog your memory. But anyway, glad to see you and Shanti doing your thing. Keep it up.
Thank you, sis. Shout out to young Antonetta Afropunk, planning her outfit months in advance. Queen of Afropunk. What? Also, mad people hit me up once Monday's episode from last week came out and let me know that man was in a relationship, and I appreciate that. I did not mean any disrespect. I promise. I had no idea. I've probably seen about 4 videos of him and listened to 2 podcasts. That was all I was going on. So no disrespect to Van Lathan, not to be confused with Van Jones. And, shout out to Love.
Shout out to Love. Amen.
Amen. All right, let's take a break. We have to, you know what I realized we don't do on Monday's episodes? We don't say let's take a break anymore. Because we just go straight through. Still figuring it out. Can you sing?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop. Okay. Are you ready? Did you read these? Oh, should I play last week's voicemail? No,
That's
right?
a hard question.
Well, no, that's what she. What do you mean? Wait, you're not going to answer it? You promised her that you were going to answer it.
You can go first. You have to go first.
I have to go first. I didn't answer any of these questions yet in my head. You know,
I mean, you have to answer that first one first. We're gonna go back and forth.
No, we're both answering every question.
But aren't we going back at first?
Oh, okay.
First
You want me to
that,
answer
then
it.
I go that.
I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. And we are back. So, here we are. Last week, we had a lovely listener call, and she asked us a hard-ass question that after the tension and discord between the two of us, we just didn't have enough time and energy to answer it. So we're back. Shanti promised that we would answer this, and we're going to keep our promises. The question was, what are your top 2 goals that you need to accomplish in 2023 that will get you closer to your long-term goals in life? And I'm going to rephrase that instead of need to accomplish, because that feels like too much pressure. And the process is more important than the accomplishment. I'm going to say the 2 goals that I want that I'm being intentional about accomplishing is for us to be very clear about what our live experience looks like and to at least finalize, if not have, 5 live shows set up, ready to go for the end of the year or the beginning of next year, because we're not doing a regular live show. We've talked about that. We need to map it out and call in resources and all kinds of shit. So that is a goal of mine. My second goal is to it's not something that can be measured. It's to really find more time for play. And maybe it can be measured in work-life balance. Maybe it can be measured in boundaries. And that is a huge goal of mine for my overall happiness and my overall ability to just function and grow. That's gonna affect all of my long-term goals. So that's it.
Lovely. It's fabulous. I'm speaking from a place of having not thought very deeply in this, but I'm still going to say something. You can't hear me?
Yeah, but you were, I don't know.
I apologize for mumbling. I still have to think about this. So my first goal, and that's what I intend to do for my birthday, is to do a thorough review of this year by myself and just actually use how I felt, what I did, to help me prep for the next year. And it's been really difficult for me to carve out that time, because that's like a 8 to 10 hour process for real for me. And the next thing I would like to do is really get clear on what I want from I don't know. I have to think about it. I got lost. I'm still high a little bit and I got lost. It
I
took me.
thought
I
so.
said, "What?" If,
I was
'cause
like,
I'm also just making it up as I go in this moment because I can't answer that until I really
I was like,
sit.
one Mississippi,
I-
two Mississippi, but I'm
Girl,
with
I
you.
just have one goal. I don't need to have two, and that's for me to actually sit the fuck down for 6 to 10 hours so I can make a complete review. Because obviously, I haven't had time to do that, and I apologize for not having a
All
juicier
right.
one.
Well,
Not me.
very
I was
good.
like,
All
that's
right. What makes you proud? What makes you cringe? What makes when you think back? Oh, whoa! What makes you proud? What makes you cringe when you think back on the last year? You go first now.
what makes me proud is, I said it before, a prior podcast, but ending out this homeschooling chapter with my daughter, which was a lot, took a lot out of me and from me, and getting her into a school that I think fits her perfectly and watching her blossom.
What makes you cringe?
Not speaking up when I should have, and in hindsight, the moments that I should have spoken up and made people feel uncomfortable had really big consequences to it in a lot of ways, and I cringe at that. And that was a big lesson.
What makes me proud? What makes me proud this year is the life I've built for myself. I think this year was like the first full year of me feeling like a real adult, if that makes sense. It's like
When did you move into the apartment?
last year in November, so I'd only been here for like 2 months, 2.5. That's
Wow.
one
This
and a
is
half
a year.
months.
You had a little anniversary.
Yeah, so this is like okay. I
Yes.
have my place. I have my car. I'm moving more free than I have in terms of like I think it was the first year too that I realized I can go out on a school night. Like, you
Girl,
can
break.
go. It's childish, but I never did that because I always was like doing something else or feeling guilty around needing to be more productive. And it was like, girl, you are grown. Go have a drink. Go this, go that. Go. And so, yeah, I think I feel like a real live girl, like a real live woman. I'm a Black woman.
Love that for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. What was one area in your life
What makes
where,
you cringe?
try the way I just
Just
skip.
try to get away from that.
What makes me cringe? What makes me cringe is how little I've really leaned into that freedom and into creating a life where I feel like a real adult instead of like a person doing adult things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that makes me cringe. What is one area in your life where you made real, tangible progress this year?
I think Around the Way Curls has made incredible progress this year. In terms of getting an editor, in terms of working through our hard stuff, getting in flow, seeing metrically progress happen. Yeah, I feel like that's been a really nice upward curve.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, if I do go back to where we were at this time last year, I think the numbers have doubled.
Hallelujah!
And I think that we're still working out how to end the first show and where to put the fucking break in. But I think that it was like a epiphany when in the middle of that episode, I'm so sorry, I did not ask you about it. I said, we're going to stop here and we're going to come out with another episode on Thursday. And that really opened shit up for us. I didn't know if there was capacity, like if people really wanted to even hear us twice a week, but it was like, this makes sense. And then we got into that flow and we were able to incorporate the voicemails in more.
Mm-hmm.
And that fell into like part of the pattern of the week. And it just, the flow feels really good now to me. It feels succinct because of that. I think that aspect of really having dedicated time for the community. So that makes me really happy. And we are open to your critique and feedback and ideas. What areas can you improve?
Oh God, so many areas of improvement. But I think, again, just having people have to deal with me more and working around speaking up more and something around prioritizing my personal space a little bit more. And you guys can't see this clothes behind me, but getting my room and my personal space and my studio space in a place that feels really good and great to be in and curated to fit my needs and my desires.
Same, lots of areas to improve, but I think I can definitely prioritize my rest more. I'm trying hard, but you know, we're making strides. I think that I can absolutely have better boundaries with my time and really leaning into excuse me, not the belch that I did. Please take that out, Monty. But really leaning into you're clicking away on the
My
computer and it's
apologies.
distracting.
Forgive me.
What were you looking up? You weren't listening to me. It hurts.
I'm sorry. I just looked.
And your
I jumped up to
computer's
the
so
next
loud.
one. I went to the next one. I had to do fast math because my brain wouldn't work to do it.
Where were you? Where were you 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Are you trying to count 5 years back?
I was like, what year are we in right now?
Gotta go. All right, wait. Let me finish my shit.
I apologize.
All right.
Forgive me.
What areas can I improve? I think that's an area that I'm still improving in. It's like going with the fucking flow. Flowing.
No, that was rude. No, it was rude.
It was rude, but that would have bothered me before and be like, it's so unprofessional. It's so this, and it's part of the charm of the show. Look, you just discovered something that shit bothered me. She said, "Oh."
I know that deeply.
But I'm just saying, like, I think flowing more in general. It's not being so rigid. Like really embracing the flow. Shout out to Rayo and Honey. She has I'm strong or I'm something, but I flow. And I want it, but it's $100 and all the other ones are $60. And I want to know why, Rayo. I want to know why. Anyway, shout out to Black Business. 5 years ago. Where was I 5 years ago and where am I now?
It's 2017, by the way, Queen. I don't want you to hurt your head trying to think about that.
I can't stand you. Answer. You go first.
Oh, I was answering that. God, 2017. I was in a business partnership that I knew wasn't right. I was managing a lot. I had just started Sable. I was taking a huge leap of faith and then being like, oh, why the hell did I do this? How do I get out of this? What are my options? And now, 5 years later, Sable's doing well.
You are the sole owner.
My sole owner of it. I got through that. And I have been pivoting and bobbing and weaving ever since and learning how to be more graceful in that. Wise and graceful.
5 years ago, Around the Way Curls was dark. we had an Instagram page. We didn't have a podcast. We weren't doing anything with it. It was dark. We would talk about it, but we did not know what to do. We knew it wasn't a blog. We were like, are we just going to try to be influencers almost? And we're still trying to post. And we weren't even really, you and I weren't even in the same community that we're in now, the closeness, because we weren't talking every week.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking often, but it wasn't this. We talk almost every day. We have to communicate in some form.
Mm-hmm. Word, that is very true.
And like, we also didn't have to have half of the hard conversations that we've had to have to be in business and trust one another. I feel like I trust you more with my personal shit, because if we can work through our business shit, then it shows that like I'm safe here.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about that and was like, this baby, this thing we created, this around the way curl community wasn't even a real thing. Like, I get emotional thinking about it. It was just, we don't know.
And where were you?
I was still at Jazz and Lincoln Center.
You were on the corporate admin side though, right?
I was on the corporate admin side by then, but fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I think
you were
I was
still
getting
in your apartment.
I was still in my apartment with 3 roommates. I was getting paid $38,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Broke as a joke. And trying to climb my way and prove myself in corporate America for the first time.
Oh.
And grieving the loss of what I felt like was my creative outlet. Fresh off a breakup. Fucked up.
2017 was hard.
It was a hard year, a lonely year.
Hard years.
And now look.
Whoa.
Unless I didn't do my math right, but I'm pretty sure I did. 2017, yeah. How old was I? Yeah.
What are you most thankful for this past year?
I'm most thankful for the moments. There are so many moments that I think back to. I think about so many moments on here, cracking up,
child.
Cracking up, can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I think about seeing Miss Pam in the summer. I think about seeing Jazz back singing, listening to her sing.
Girl.
Yeah.
See, that's why I have to sit down and review. I don't know what actually happened this year.
Yes. I think about watching my godson all of a sudden look like a young man and seeing that his whole face and physique morph. I think about the looks on your faces as we all cried at my birthday. You know, like so many moments that I'm so grateful for. So grateful. You know, silly, stupid shit that we're like, if I could bottle them up, you know.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
What are we most, what is it? What is
the greatest lesson you've learned?
That being a perfectionist does not guarantee you safety. And that it guarantees you what is the word I'm looking for? What's the
sense of control, rhythm, routine?
You're killing me. It guarantees me, you know, a very routine life, a certain safety in that way, but unfulfilling. So like taking the risk and possibly have to bob and weave. I've never failed myself before, so why would I think I would fail myself then? So that's what I've learned. You've got to fucking flow.
My greatest lesson this year is in understanding what projection means. That concept I had never I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how it applied to my life. I didn't know how, it was just beyond my reference points. But I really had a lot of, I know something that I can't unknow now. And it's offered me a way to manage expectation, a way to hold myself more accountable, and also feel more powerful in this experience, in this life that I'm leading, in this identity, in my relationships that I have. And so shout out to understanding that 99% of all this is just our projection. But
what is your most cherished memory?
Watching Jasmine's, just watching Jasmine, like all of this stuff, just all of her this year has been really just inspiring and incredible. And it really brought us together in a lot of ways. Like my memories with you guys this year was just really heartwarming. Your birthday, my trip to Atlanta was a lot of fun as well. I can't remember past September. Sorry.
I think my most cherished, this is probably like a little bit of a downer, but honestly, I have to have two. So one of them is absolutely my birthday. And it is like being with y'all, but I swear, hearing my mother's voice on that video and how it just sent me somewhere else into this deep, deep love and appreciation for her in a way that I don't think I've felt. It highlighted it where like I actually viscerally lost myself. My body just like did something uncontrollably.
I got the video.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't know that I could love somebody that much. Or I didn't know that I did. I just didn't know. It's just the sound of her voice and me recognizing it. I felt like a baby that was lost, and then you finally see your fucking mom.
Up, girl.
Really? It was like, I can't, that's the only way I know how to describe it. And the other one is connected to her, and I swear to God, it's when she fucking opened her eyes after she was not doing well in that hospital. And I was just like, holy, and then she's herself and basically comes for her husband and tells him he did something wrong during the whole ordeal. 40 minutes later, you come to and you're like, hey, you fucked up. And it was just like, that's so you. It's just so you, and no one will ever be you. And I'm so lucky to have known you and been loved by you. So that's
wonderful.
Did you delete one? Because it was 10.
No.
Yes, you did. I heard
it was empty. Click. There was nothing there. It was empty.
Okay.
It was like this.
That's okay. You don't have to write it again. I believe you. What advice would you give to one another moving forward in the new year?
Just to keep getting free. Just to keep keep questioning everything. Keep getting free. It's never ending, child.
I would say to you, be less agreeable. Say with
until
your
it's directed at you about something, and then it's like You heard it.
I want you guys to know
at you.
that I don't interrupt Shanti. I don't interrupt Shanti. I don't.
I just had to respond. That was
undercut what she said. It was a layup, but let me tell you something else. I'm also not the more disagreeable one in this group, and people heard that.
So
when you decide to buck up, I don't know why you can't tell these other motherfuckers what your problem is. But with me, you like, I put my brass knuckles on. I'm calling you names, and we.
I did not call you any names.
You ain't called me names.
I never did.
Me a gaslighter, but that's okay.
Well,
all I'm saying is that the same energy that you have for me, you have that for others, and make sure that that's rooted in you knowing. Stop clicking and listen to me. That's rooted in you knowing. Fuck you.
I'm trying to hear. Go ahead.
You're getting on my
I'm
nerves.
listening. I apologize.
Interrupted me 58
I apologize.
times. That's rooted in you knowing that what you want and your desires are valid. Speak up because you know that they're valid. I know that that was something that you didn't have for much of your life. Mm-hmm. That validation that what you feel is valid, what you need is valid. And so if you really believe that, you're gonna speak up. So you not speaking up is rooted in that.
Absolutely.
But shout out to you, sis.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. Now, we have to end the year now. I see you wrote a quote, but you're going to have to elaborate and go into an around the way affirmation.
I don't.
Girl, it's the end
that's
of the
me
year.
Holding my thing. I don't feel called to give an affirmation.
You don't, even after you read this? You
No.
don't want to send us into the new year, right?
I don't. I apologize. Are y'all upset about that? It just feels like a lot of pressure at this point.
Just talk to us. It don't have to be an affirmation, but just speak life.
Well, this is a affirmation from young Pablo, and that is not a rap name. Young Pablo, young Pueblo. He's an amazing writer. He's really amazing.
No, you have
He's
to stop. You have to stop right now because you have to acknowledge that you called him Young Pablo. You're not going to make that.
Cartel.
That's not a rap name.
I'm sorry. It's hard though. Young Pueblo. That shit bangs.
Is it Young?
Anybody name that starts with Young? Nigga. And he spits
really
bars. Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to him.
He is responsible for some amazing self-help. I guess you can call them self-help poems. It's the God, Young Pueblo. He wrote Inward, Clarity and Connection. You can get that at the Sable Collective. And Lighter. He said, instead of finishing this year strong, why don't we finish the year soft? Why don't we finish the year restful and grateful for making through yet another crazy cycle on Earth? Ashe, Young Pueblo.
Ashe.
Appreciate you.
Namaste.
Antoinette, thank you for closing out this year with me. I don't know how many episodes we did. We did so much. Thank you to the Around the Way Curls community for sticking with us, for being fucking batteries in our backs and helping us realize and see ourselves. And I'm grateful.
I have nothing to add.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. See you on the other side. God willing. Bye.
That was good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did you mean and believe everything you said?
Yeah. About what? About all of this? Yeah.
Yeah. About what? Let me tell you what that sound like. Yes. And I just be like trying to talk through it. Your Mac is so much louder than mine. You have a different thing. Like your touchpad is not like a silent joint. Poor thing. I'd be like,
Oh my God, I apologize.
sounds like Morse code, actually. If you knew it, that would be cool. All right, well, the only sad part about this, Sheila, is I feel like we can give each other a week to leave each other alone about this stuff, but we gotta talk.
About what?
Around the way curl stuff, like, we gotta talk about.
Yeah, we need to pick a day. We need to pick a day to do like we did last time, because we got a lot of work done that one time that we just pulled up somewhere and did something.
You mean the tax day?
Oh, the day I came up there and we mapped out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we need to. Photo shoot, shows, the trip.
Yeah.
We also have to find another CPA, and I don't want to wait too long. I'm going to ask around, but we can't afford the people that my people use. I was like, what? How much? Oh, but they also make more, have more.
A different tax bracket.
Yeah, so they have more write-up. It's more complicated than us. Ours is more simple.
All right. So we both just upload these to the thing. Do you want me to write them the directions this week? And
can you do the episode description and stuff for tomorrow then?
Yeah,
because that also has to go up.
Oh God, I hate that episode so much. All right.
I don't even know if I uploaded it though. Hold on. I didn't. It's in the. You got to upload it as well. It's in the.
He
in
puts
his
it
email.
He puts it in an email. He don't put it to a drive. He don't have access to a drive.
He has access to a drive. I don't believe that he puts it. Damn, Easy Pass got me again. The fuck, yo? He puts it. I don't know. It might be in the drive, but he sends it via email link. But it could be in our drive. Here, I have it. I'm gonna upload it right now. All right, I can write him a direction.
I can't believe that man did that. Why did he kill himself?
I know.
It makes me so sad. Like, literally ruin my mood.
Did you see that he, like, my sister's husband said that he cried reading it because he was just like, that video that he posted with his wife, he just posted that. He had just posted that, like, 3 days ago, I believe. He leaves 3 kids, talented as man, and a wife.
All right.
All right. I'll holler at you. Oh, wait, you're not...